Hello once again, friends. So, another month of stuff here, catching up on the new releases. We'll do that at the end, though. This is stuff firstly from a flea market. They had a sale over there. A couple things I actually mailed away for. And lastly, I'll try to put some chapters in for those that are interested. Hit up the LCS, a couple of back issues, but mainly some new releases with floppies and then like books, thick stuff, paperbacks, hardcovers. Alright, let's begin. So first up, this stack from the flea market, Dan at Mad Cat Comics. We'll start with the 50-cent bin stuff. This stack was $23 all told. He basically threw in all this 50-cent stuff for free and maybe a little bit of freebies on top. All you need is Kill. I think this is, what's that movie called? Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise and stuff, but adapted by some Yankees on this one. See about that. Don Simpson's Border Worlds #1. Kind of putting these together. These can be quite good scenes. And it's nice that they're like for adults too. Cheryl Blossom #12. Dragon Ring Volume 2 #1. Kind of putting sets of these together to evaluate. Maybe throw them to a friend, but if not, I'll see if I just want to sell them online if he doesn't want them. Kind of read them, but I'm not like super into them. Some G.I. Joe Real American Hero. Here's #24. When these are cheap, I figure why not. #56. G.I. Joe Order of Battle #3. Maybe an upgrade to another copy. G.I. Joe Yearbook #3. I've talked about this so many times. Let's cut to the chase. What did you want to see again? Where is it? Where is she? Show her to me. Give her to me. Oh, there's a lot of extra stuff in here. There it is. There you have it. Okay, G.I. Joe Transformers #3. Fix the light. Bright light. The Numb #15. Recently I was at a karaoke bar with some friends and I was cracking up some homegirls there by pretending to be a Vietnam vet when when people were singing like 60s stuff like Stop Children, What's That Sound? They were talking about like, did you know Forrest Gump? I said, that's my brother, man. They blew him up. He was all over me, man. I was sitting on my feet like as if my legs were amputated. It's funny if you can make somebody like almost like pee their pants laughing and shit, like snorting and stuff. The Nam #13. #12. What do you know about it, man? #9. Solomon Kane #3. Always putting together a set or two of these. #6. These were recently collected or solicited for another. Is it Fantagraphics putting out some of that old Marvel stuff in like omnibuses kind of? So it's weird that you can pay a bunch for the omnibus or else try to piece these together. Okay, getting to the dollar bin stuff. Batman Legends of the Dark Knight #84 from 1996. This is a part 2, so missing part 1, but I didn't even know Warren Ellis worked on some of these, so check that out. Legends of the Dark Knight #140 to 137 to 141 by Doug Ubermensch and Paul Gulacy. We'll check that out. With Palmiotti as well. Catwoman #1, Joe Duffy and Jim Ballant. Dark Horse Presents #37. Had some Bacchus, so I grabbed that. Sword of Dracula #1. Always with Dracula. Even though it scares the shit out of me to think about it, but it's cool. Just black and white art looks alright. Looks pretty good, actually. One more flip. Yeah, maybe using photo reference or tracing there. It doesn't really look like it, though. Elektra Assassin #1. G.I. Joe Real American Hero #30. #50. 51. Dreadnought, so isn't it? 62. Green Arrow, The Longbow Hunters #1. Maybe getting a new second set together. Sold the other second set. An early Hellblazer #3. So anybody looking? There's a bunch of Hellblazer in the dollar bin over there. It's kind of worth doing. I figured I would just grab an early one. There was some like even after number 5, and like, yeah, working from there. So anybody looking. Luke Cage Noir number 1. This looked interesting, and actually did read this. It was a pretty good read. Doing that whole kind of hard-boiled noir, old-fashioned 1930s kind of writing even. And yeah, it wasn't too bad. Mike Benson and Borm Glass on the writing. Sean Martinborough, the art. Wasn't too shabby. I'd like to see what happens next. An issue of Magic number 1. These can be worth a bit of dough, so why not? Almost have a full second set together. Moon Knight number 2, Smale Bill. Yeah, I don't know. These are kind of wordy, so I'm not quite and they're not that wild yet. When it's that low. Some Swamp Thing. Alan Moore, Rick Veitch, and Alfredo Alcala. One has the good teams. I've read a bunch of these when I was younger, but want to revisit them. Especially when you've got Bissett and Total Bin. Bissett is pretty awesome. Total Bin, I guess, was inking it. Not sure. Number 55. Tenement with Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. X-Men Annual number 4. Kind of a low number there to find in a dollar bin. As well as this in a dollar bin. This is a Wizard number 11 with the Todd Father on the cover. First year of Wizard, isn't it? And it says it has a free trading card inside. It does in fact still have that Spawn trading card. And you know, it was always fun to go over these with the CK boys. But this even has the Todd McFarlane poster inside too. So it's kind of like I could just revisit this, take a trip down memory lane, and I think this is actually worth a decent amount of bucks, maybe like 10-15 bucks or something around there. Maybe a little more, but I don't know. But maybe some fun anyway. And lastly, from Dan at Mad Comics was this Jonan Vasquez collected works of Filler Bunny. He sold this to me for $3, but I think this goes pretty frequently online for $20. Give it a read, see how we like it, and then maybe move it on its way. I've kind of got a box going for eBay stuff, because I want to order more stuff off of there, but kind of like see if it can kind of just even out. So I've kind of been collecting, have like a short box of stuff so far that would be like worth $10 or more per issue, or like $20 or more per set. I think this is like, yeah, it sells for like 20 pretty frequently. So yeah, I'll try selling on eBay. Okay, next vendor. String Bean Comics at the flea market has a bunch of new dollar bins coming in and out, so I thought I'd check it out. I think this was about $20 of dollar bin stuff here. Batman 516 by Doug Ubermensch and Kelly Jones. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, Mark Schultz, it's number 2. Number 3, I guess the top series of Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, one of those has like a Mobius poster as well. That's one to look for. Car Warriors number 1. Yeah, this is the second copy, because recently I grabbed one and read it, and it was pretty shit hot, man. Some good, unpredictable post-apocalypse type Mad Max type stuff from Chuck Dixon and early Steve Dillon, Phil Winslade on the inking here. Papa, why are you turning around? Chevy, hide yourself in the back and don't come out until I tell you. Gonzalo prays to the Blessed Mother that they are not seen. Tonight the Virgin must be elsewhere. Mierte, he says. Or perhaps Satan's laughter drowns out Gonzalo's whispered pleas. The saints are so far from here. Gonzalo puts his faith in Mr. Remington. Get down, Esperanza. Get away from the window. Yeah! These apocalypse motherfuckers. 5 rounds of double-aught buck are Mr. Remington's 5 rounds of double-aught buck are Mr. Remington's rosary. And 1 Viking is called home to Valhalla. I like this fast-paced but good writing. The black ink, blood, and gore too coming out, kind of that outlaw stuff maybe you'd call it. You see how dark this post-apocalypse world is here. Anybody alive? Huh, what do you think? Some old bitch and a brat, they're long past caring. A waste of fine young flesh too. See anything, Eric? Yeah. So it's like that like the wife and daughter, they're like, damn it, they died before we got to have our way with them. Like, that's pretty pretty grody stuff. Any mezcal, all these Mexicans got cactus juice. Nothing Eric, just junk. This moves pretty fast. I'd like to look for more of these. It was pretty entertaining and like a lot of bang for my buck as far as entertainment went in this, so pretty good, man. Especially if you like cars. It's kind of almost like it goes to like a death race kind of world, or almost like Battle Angel or Redline, kind of like there's gladiators that use cars and shit, and you can win the race or kill all the other drivers. And this guy, the guy who survived that run-in at the beginning when he was a kid, when he's grown up, he becomes one of the best. I guess enlisted by this other guy to try and do this guy was like a former champ, and he's like, you're one of the best I've seen. I've put like this crazy supercar, weaponized car together. Here's some kind of like specs and description on it to get across country on kind of like for anybody else it would be a suicide mission, but I think you can do it. If you can do it, you'll be paid handsomely. So that's all that happens in issue 1. I'd like to see what happens otherwise. Nice blueberry ad here too. And I think there was, yeah, the Sakura ad is pretty good too. It's nice to see some of these old comics. You get some cool stuff in there too. Okay, moving on. Catwoman number 0. You know, I read this and it was pretty awesome as well. Doug mentioned Jim Ballant. This was really solid. Usually number 0s aren't so great, but this was a good, I guess it's kind of like a new 52 or reimagining of her origin as she was a kid and kind of like all the hardships she was in. Acrobatics and thievery was kind of like the only bright aspects of her life during all this dark shit. So that's kind of what she like concentrated on, and until she's a woman and becoming better and better at acrobatics and stealing things. Pretty good. Daredevil Bullseye from Kevin Smith and Glenn Fabry. This is around the time that Kevin Smith was shit hot, right? Marvel Knights. Glenn Fabry always some nice work on the art too, but I probably won't keep this one. The writing is a little bit dated, but Glenn Fabry pretty kicking ass. Some of that DeLuca effect too. Let's see what else here. I think there might be like 1 or 2 more DeLuca effects that might be worth showing. Maybe a little silly writing though, honestly, but of a time. Oh yeah, Bullseye being a real jerk. Yeah, this is rated M for mature for sure. Just some pretty heavy stuff that comes in there. Doom by Dixon, Manco, and Jansen. I think it's Leonardo Manco on the art, right? I read a bunch of Doom 2 and it was so cool because it's Doom. I can see why MF Doom would be like kind of look up to this guy, and like he's pretty fun to follow. Like he's a good villain or anti-hero in a way in this futuristic world. In Doom 2 he was escaping from like this prison colony and prison planet and shit, and just taking it over there from like nothing. You could see why he's like a pretty kick-ass character. But I guess this is the first series. Missing number 1 though. Doom, The Emperor's Returns number 2 and number 3. Look forward to reading these. Saw this was some Hawkman number 102 in the dollar bin. Joe Kubert cover, but unfortunately not Kubert on this side, so yeah. The Killer, Affairs of the State number 3 on Comic Cracks recommendation, why not? Mike Danger number 9, maybe a second copy. I've got like almost a second set of that. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 1, reprinting that classic Steranko stuff, and here's number 2. Rune number 6, don't see that often. Bear Winsor Smith. Silver Surfer number 2, newsstand from Stan Lee and Mobius Jean Giraud back in the day. Where Monsters Dwell number 1 with Garth Ennis, Russ Brown, and Dono Almara. Okay, this is non-dollar bin stuff. 1984 number 6, and I kind of got a decent deal there. I asked how much he wanted and he was saying it's more like 15 or 10, and I was like, this is wavy, dude. This is a little wavy. I can almost smell something on it too. Not really. It just mainly smells dusty more than anything. But they were pretty adamant. They were like, it should be $10, and I was like, no. $5 mid-grade, $10 high-grade. I was that annoying guy. I was an annoying customer. This is like, these pages are a little like, they feel almost, they're not wrinkly, but they feel like they had some encounter with humidity at some point, but they don't smell bad or show anything. But I was, my main thing is to get that Mutant World, right? Get that complete set of Mutant World, but I do kind of want all of these. But I guess when I was looking at these, it was about a year ago, or even only 6 months ago, that it was more like high grades were 10 and mid grades were 5, but it seems like, I guess it's gone up, which is weird. There isn't anything significant in culture or anything to call back to these, but yeah, when I did look it up, it's more like high grades are like 15, 20 and up, and mid grades are 10 nowadays, whether it's eBay or my comic shop or anything. So I was a little bit of the annoying fucking asshole customer, I guess, on that one, but got this for 5. Yeah, crazy, eh? I guess it's hard to find these nowadays, or they're getting a little more sought after. Maybe there's some buzz or something, but I'm happy with this. Maybe they'll get me back later. You know what? I think they miscounted at one point, so we're probably even when we go back through all the years. Okay, from there as well, DC Special presents Enemy Ace number 26. I kind of forget what this reprints. It reprints some earlier Enemy Ace stuff. Okay, this would be Star Spangled War Stories 141, I believe, looking at it. And then what does it represent? Maybe reprint. Maybe, I don't know if 142 had something after, or 143. This is some cool center fold here. The Scarlet Tri-Winged Fokker DR-1, or DRI, was made famous during World War I by its pilot Manfred von Richthofen. He downed 80 planes before he himself was slain. It seems to me like Enemy Ace is almost just fanfic of Manfred von Richthofen. Like, he must be kind of a stand-in, or almost like taking that character and using him for putting him in like fictional situations and changing his name. The SPAD S13, the SPAD prototype, was driven by a 235 horsepower engine, piloted by Eddie Rickenbacker, was a formidable weapon of destruction. I think they were saying this this fast, rugged plane was popular with the Allied air forces of World War I and was represented in French, Belgian, English, and Italian squadrons. Yeah, just getting a bunch of these Enemy Ace. Went over to Wally's booth and he had one as well. This is Star Spangled War Stories 145, which was $8, which is a pretty good deal from the looks of it. But I did, like, yeah, I like the way this paper of this age feels too, and how it's just a little bit bigger. It feels good, like a magazine size almost. Yeah, but I see these pages inside. There's some tears on them, so that's quite a shame. But I mean, I guess that's why I was getting it for such a low price. Rather, I guess it's probably what it's worth, really, with those. But aside from that, it's in good shape. That's the kind of thing, it didn't used to bug me, but now I'm becoming the kind of guy that does bug me a bit. Fokker Eindecker E3, de Havilland DH2. Held in air superiority for some time, and I miss playing Red Baron. Look at these nice kind of drafting illustrations too. Ooh, I haven't read these yet. It's been quite a busy month, but this will be fun to read for sure. So let's fix these folds of the book before we put it back in the bag. Yeah, always. Okay, moving on. Okay, it was like my birthday, not a little while ago, this past weekend. In preparation, I had saved up a bit of bucks to give myself a present, but I thought I would do my comic shop order, but there were actually like a lot of places like Amazon and eBay, and there's some art book places online that have some things I want, and like, what's his face? I'm gonna get something from like a dude on YouTube too. But so it's weird that last year I did at my comic shop, but this year I kind of like, I went with my gut, and like I kind of went for some stuff that I had more FOMO on. My comic shop cart kind of, I feel like maybe that stuff's safer there than this stuff first. I'm not sure, who knows. But on Amazon, this was like the last copy I could find of this Richard Stark's Parker by Darwin Cook adaptations to complete the set. So I was like, I better complete that set or else it's gonna bother me. The binding on this, it seems like it's really new too, which is good. I love when you order something and you know, they might say that it's like in good condition, but you get it and it's really minty. So it seems like I've been having some pretty good luck with that. More Enemy Ace. This is Enemy Ace Special from, what year is this? It's like 1990 or something. I forget what this reprints, but I think luckily it reprints something different than the other. Maybe this reprints, was it Army at War 151 or something? The first appearance of Enemy Ace, I believe it reprints that, and maybe some of the first stuff. Event Horizon Dark Descent number 3, the first printing, because yeah, I need that set. It's almost complete, and coming back to it now, I was a little bit meh on it, but it's pretty groovy. It's pretty spooky and good representations of hell. Christian Ward and Tristan Jones, and the art, the writing's solid, but the art is like pretty sick, pretty mental, quite good. Nice coloring too. Yeah, very solid art throughout that. They must have, rather than going monthly, they must have like had it all ready and then released it monthly, I would imagine. Okay, another one that I had to get from eBay, which it depends on your judgment. I was looking at these for a while. This is Penthouse Comics number 3, the 1 in 10 J. Lee ratio, which when these were coming out in 2024, I never saw these in person, and whenever I'd look for them online, there would be like 200 or 300, or even like, man, people were selling CGC ones for like 600 or something weird like that. So I was like, the way I've been doing it with these is having like one set that's like kind of like the normal covers for like the common neutral area that I can have friends like visit and shit and hang out and flip through shit, and then a copy for myself in like the more elite like files that I don't really like open again or fuck with, and then another maybe of like if I got a cover that I wasn't too keen on, and like that's for sale. I have like a set of these for sale as well, but seeing as I had to pay shipping, and this guy had 2 available, I got a second one too. This one's still in the poly, because I'm like, maybe I'll sell a second one and help like pay for getting that one for myself, you know? It's cool to have weird stuff. It seems like I like setting up at shows, and it seems like even though I'm from the crowd of like getting bargains and stuff, it seems like a lot of people that buy from me want more like bigger ticket things. So I'm kind of experimenting with having more valuable stuff. It does seem like that stuff goes pretty well. I'm always surprised that it's like, but look at all the cheap stuff I have that's really good. Like, nope, people want to spend money. This is number 3, the Jenny Friesen limited to 500 variant, because it's really nice. I like all the colors and stuff, and it's kind of like, how often do you see the Friesen nude? There is a 1 in 250 that is the black and white version, and you can kind of get it for around the same price nowadays. Like I said, this was like about a year ago. I think these were more like 250, 300, or a CGC. Maybe you'd get the set of the black and white and this one together for like 600 and shit like that. But this was a cool hundo, and seeing it at the lowest it's been, I did that. Because I've just been, you know, like I said, I don't know, I'm kind of like diversifying my portfolio, I guess. I'll get some expensive stuff once in a while when it's something I actually do quite like. I dig it. And like, I don't know if prices for comics and shit will like keep coming down. I think a lot of people have been analyzing markets and seeing that it's almost like down to pre-COVID, pre-2020 prices. A lot of things like things are certainly down from last year or like 2020. So but I don't know if it'll go down longer. I had FOMO though. I wanted this, and this is near mint with like no marks or dings or any indents or anything, so I'm happy with that. This came all the way from the J. Lee ones came from like the UK, and this came from Australia. Like talking about how it's easier to get stuff from there to here rather than the US. For you guys in the US, there are plenty of options though, but this was the best that I'd seen for myself for a while. I'll be getting more stuff from online, which is weird to say because I wasn't really buying expensive stuff before, but it seems like I am once in a while a little bit. Okay, we're gonna move to the LCS, last stop. Okay, this is one thing I'm a little torn on, is getting modern stuff at cover price, because man, for every like handful of modern things, you could really like get some kick-ass shit. And like you're kind of taking a chance with modern stuff, especially with Marvel, but they didn't really let me down too bad. I decided to check out this Daredevil and Punisher #1 by Palmiotti, Bianchi, and Valenza. And yeah, it's pretty fun to read. I like to see what happens next. It's always cool when these two get together and have like a question of ethics. And even though this is from Daredevil, Matt Murdock's point of view, it's done well. Punisher being the side character, just through the storytelling of Matt's perspective, you're kind of like, even though you identify with Matt, you're like, man, Punisher's fucking a good character. He's cool. He's a badass dude in this, so that's pretty good. I do want to see what happens more. Yeah, mature readers too. I got an extra copy of this G.I. Joe #7 because I do like this issue and this cover. This is the A cover. A second print of Ordained. It's cool that he had this aside for me when I asked, because I wanted to check it out. Bad Idea, Robert Venditti. His writing was pretty decent on some of the stuff I got in like a random blind box. And I guess this is being optioned, so, you know, if you want to flip it. The third print is coming out solicited for cover price. This apparently, the second print is already like frequently $20. I like this uncoated paper, but I got it for cover, which is pretty cool. That guy takes pretty good care of me. And yeah, not a bad read. You can see that it kind of has that common trope nowadays for maybe us like slightly older people, where it's like he's a normalish kind of guy, it would seem, but people shouldn't mess with him or else. It's kind of like it's a pretty absurd fantasy when you look at it, or like it's a little bit I hate to use the word cringy because I think people that use that are often cringy, but the yeah, a little bit like silly or embarrassing or something, unless you really will take out the trash. I gotta say though, I kind of like the action scenes are pretty cool. I like how they do these isolated little panels to like emphasize or kind of focus in your timing and looking. It almost creates a sense of like slow motion. But some of the other, it's kind of hard to follow like which way are you supposed to follow the panels. I'll get to a more egregious example here. Like some of these, you kind of don't know which way you're supposed to be reading them. That's the biggest problem I had with these, if I have to complain. And like it's a little bit, it's not quite like Frank Miller level of like action coordination too, so it's kind of hard to tell like, okay, that arm is there, then there and there. It's kind of hard to piece together. So that's my complaint, but otherwise it was pretty good. Would I buy the other ones? I'd probably just wait, because like I said, you see through that trope of like, he's a regular dude, they shouldn't have messed with him. I always feel like a little bit embarrassed when action has that stuff. Alright. I get the Gooner stuff. Rogue Savage Land, the Adam Hughes foil cover, because I'm getting like a box of, I have my cheesecake box, and I've kind of started putting in covers that I like in there. So the Pandora's box is a little bit open. I'm getting stuff for covers now, but I did read this inside, and it was enjoyable enough. I didn't mind it. So I think this was pretty hyped up this past year in 2025 as being like, hey, look, it's not woke, it's good old fun and stuff, and you get like some kind of cheesecakey stuff, but not too risque, and therefore not that risky, but not bad, you know. You're not going to be fapping to it, but you're not going to be neutered either. So what can I tell you? These reviews are off the cuff, so I'm sorry if they're not your cup of tea. But look at that cover, it's pretty nice. Space Ghost, an Alex Ross cover, black and white version though. I've heard this is a good read too, but I haven't read this yet because when I opened it up there were a lot of words. I ain't come here to read no words. Okay, American Caper. These are the new releases now, and I didn't at the time this airs. I'll be missing like a week of new releases, unfortunately, but those will be in a February video. So sorry about that. But there's a big stack of new releases, and there's some like books coming up too, trade paperbacks type things. Okay, American Caper number 3. I almost am noping out of this. I think it's gonna turn around though, hopefully. This FBI guy is a cool character though, so him being introduced kind of like takes it up a notch, because there's a lot of silliness and kind of over the top stuff, which Hauser and Laszlo are capable of, like that satirical, like insane GTA level of stuff, right? But I kind of like it to be a little more subtle, or maybe when it's too OTT or satirical, it's like kind of like insulting intelligence or dumbing it down. But this guy's cool. So this guy's keeping me aboard, this FBI agent. I still want to see what happens. It's just a question of if I'll keep it or not. Maybe there's 2 more issues. Speaking of Gooner stuff, he had this one aside for me. So it's a Micah cover of Batman Deadpool number 1. I haven't read this shit. Sorry. Maybe eventually. It's funny because everybody was saying the Grant Morrison one is better than the Marvel one, but I wasn't feeling it too much, so didn't keep going. Batman Green Arrow The Question Arcadia book 2. This one is I'm enjoying though. You know, they're fighting like a corrupt organization as well, and everybody has their highlights. There's a fair amount of action in this, thankfully. Green Arrow doing some cool shit. Is there a Question fight in this too? But good Green Arrow fight action sequence. Nice panel of the Question coming in there too. Batman being kind of cool. Quite a bit of talking, but enough action. It's a little bit like less than 50% action, which is actually a pretty high amount for a modern comic. Just like almost 50% pretty much. But you know, the plot moving along needs to be done. I think the fireworks will be coming in, it seems, after this, because now they're all teaming up and get ready to take shit on together and make some big boom, some big waves. Okay, G.I. Joe 16 and 17, the Dreadnought War completion. It's fun, man. I like these the characterization of the Dreadnoughts too. They're just partying, drinking beer while Cobra Commander and Duke are about to be set on fire, throwing beers at them. But I guess they say it's grape soda in this, so that's almost like a trope that they're like, hey, we'll do anything for grape soda. But maybe that's supposed to be a stand-in for beer. Love the smell of barbecue snake. He's getting ready to set Cobra Commander on fire. It's Baroness and Destro. And as far as like monthly comics go, it's cool. That's kind of like with monthly comics, you want it hitting this sweet spot where it's like fast and loose, but like cool. I like this, how this, the design of just this panel of Destro here, for example. Kind of like just having fun even in each panel. There's no weak pages in this whole series, it seems. Yeah. Still fun stuff, man. I'm like almost 20 issues in and I'm still on board. This is number 17, the conclusion. Is this a... Yeah, is this a... this is a wraparound cover too. Good as Dead, number 5. So, I don't know how to review this, because straight up, I opened this and there's some like heavy dark stuff going on, and I don't remember what happened like previous like a month later, because I'm just, all the stuff that's going on in life, you just, my memory just isn't so great. So I just want to wait till the last issue comes out, then maybe like read them, or like have that review of like read number 4 again, and then 5 and 6. So that's one thing I would say about this. If you're as dumb as I am, or everybody's brain works different, but I want to read this all together. I forgot to mention also, in my like favorites of 2025, this would be up there. Good as Dead is like one that I think I'm gonna be rereading, and it's not like it's crazy like stuff out of it, but it's just good, and it's just good enough that I can like reread it, and it has the show not tell that there's all these various scenes and characters that I'm sure I could reread it and get more out of it as well, like at least 2 or 3 times. So that's like more than I can say for most things. So I should have been putting this on my top crime reads of 2025, but almost complete this series, and I can't wait, but I don't want to fuck it up for myself by being like, what, who's this guy, now he's dying or something, or now they're what, who's like there's a pretty big cast in this. It's not huge, but there's probably a good like 10 characters or something maybe. I do like it a lot though, do get it. When issue 6 comes out, I think the trade paperback comes out like right around that time too, so that might be a thing to do. It's pretty sick. I like it a lot. More Lapham, this time from Bad Idea again, with Robert Venditti on the writing. Hank Howard, Pizza Detective, drawn by Lapham. And yeah, this uncoated paper again, so good, right? It is still the same cover price as a normal comic though. Nowadays $5.99, getting pretty up there, guys. But yeah, it's a crime series. This would be like for mature readers as well. Take a look at how good that black and white art looks too. But it's a little more comedic, that he's it's the way he talks is like noir, but it's about pizza, because he's investigating like pizza deliveries and crime for pizza companies. I guess this pizza company is like smuggling drugs while under the guise of like delivering pizzas and stuff too. There's some nice action though. This would drive by. I like this panel of drive-bying this pizza place, and like one of the dramatic shots is like them shooting these arcade machines, and the high scores getting destroyed and shit too. It's kind of good. This and this. He jumps out the window. Yeah, it has these action tropes, but it does have the comedic edge, which usually I'm not big on comedy, but this did make me laugh out loud a couple times, thankfully. But I feel sad that I guess maybe this came out late, and I forgot what it was, and I forgot to order issue number 2. So how the fuck am I gonna get that now? I'll probably have to order it online and be paying like fucking $20 for it with the shipping. God damn it. But I want to read it enough that I probably will do that. Got an extra copy because when I saw it was a Lapham thing, I was like, maybe I would want one to keep, one to sell. This is the Lapham cover B. Here's one you're going to be surprised that I think is good. Or at least to say good enough. Planet She-Hulk number 2. Kind of just getting whichever covers in the store and looks good enough. Stephanie Phillips on the writing. I can't remember what else she did. Did she do like some World of Darkness and Vampire the Masquerade that I ended up like keeping or something? Aaron Cooter on the art. Maybe I'm thinking of another chick. But She-Hulk looks pretty good, and it's like a fantasy kind of sword and sorcery world, though there is technology and lasers and shit too, which isn't bad. And as far as, yeah, there's some violence, this guy getting beheaded as well. Some nice action art there too. That's a little bit fan servicey. Some good She-Hulk bent over there, but it's a good action scene. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, the colors are nice too. This kind of DeLuca effect. There's a nice little fight sequence here, showing the movement too. Aaron Cooter on the art doing some cool stuff. Some nice pages in here. And as far as like a fantasy setting with intrigue and moving the plot along is just an excuse to have She-Hulk fucking, you know, doing fights and stuff. It actually isn't bad. Like, the plot and the writing and dialogue and characters actually aren't too shabby. They're quite better than serviceable even. I mean, I'm not in love with them, but it's not like cliche and predictable and stuff as usually say, you know, just for an example off the top of my head is like Red Sonja and stuff. All that shit is like pretty much a waste of like your mind. This actually I can be more engaged with. Sorry to shit on Red Sonja, just as an example of fantasy that is like just going through the motions when it comes to kind of writing, or even sometimes the art. Okay, Aaron Kuder, off of it though. It's too bad because in issue 1 and 2 he was pretty awesome. There's Emilio Liso, not doing a bad job though too. I'll stick around I think and see how it goes. I just had got that one for that Jenny Friesen cover, #1, and yeah, they got me, man. The cool cover gimmick got me. You got me to stick around. A lot of them maybe not, but yeah, we'll see more. I don't know if it'll be a keeper, but a couple of the issues were pretty strong, decent enough. Psylocke Ninja #1 with the Artgerm cover. I got this because of the cover. I do like this cover. Look at the designs even on her, and the color hold on the lines and stuff. It's pretty nice, man. Unfortunately, the version is a ratio variant, so it's pretty silly. That'll be pretty expensive to get. I'm not sure how good this will be. Who's writing it? I haven't read this yet, to be frank with you. Tim Seeley, okay, he's the guy who wrote Rogue Savage Land. Also wrote in Inglorious X-Force this month too, but I haven't read it, but I've heard that is a bit shit. Okay, that's kind of a nice fan servicey shot. Let's look for more in terms of fights and checking out Psylocke's nice body, right? Okay, there's a shot about halfway in. Doing this kind of like 90s effect on the suit there. This is kind of good, climbing this mountain. That's a good shot. The frigid air on my bare flesh and my breathing one breath at a time. Okay. We'll see, man. I don't know. Certainly a nice cover though. It'll go in the box with the nice covers. TMNT Journeys #5 by Peter Laird, Jim Lawson, and Eric Talbot. This is just a pleasure. It's just very pleasant and nice to read. Not like for kids, not in like a for kids way, but just like a nice it's like the Peter Laird Ninja Turtles comics with like Fugitoid and stuff. They're just kind of nice, kind of comfy, almost kind of cozy. Okay, here's some drunk guys trying to visit the alien ship. Writing and art, all pretty fun, all pretty nice. I'm still with it. I like these guys too. The Hootroms. Pretty funny. There's something I wanted to say about it. Oh yeah, these guys are good too. We don't need your stinking culture, you pace alien crap. You stupid moron, now how are we gonna watch wrestling tonight? Yeah. I'm still with it. Twilight Zone #3 by James Stokey, or Stocco, however you say it. It was alright. You know, you mainly like his stuff for the art, but the writing is not bad. Pretty good. But I gotta tell you, I guess he's all the Stokey stuff I've tried reading, like Orkstein, Orphan and the Five Beasts, and now this. Even Aliens Dead Orbit, it doesn't really click with me. Funny enough story, kind of post-apocalypse thing. Maybe you'd think it's fantasy and history, but before the staple, you can see that it's after the world. That's the twist. Pretty funny, not bad. Depending on, like, some people might like it more than others, right? This Smile preview, this might be okay. Got this X-Men 97 for free. That does it for the new release floppies. Now we're going to look at books, trade paperbacks. Okay, I grabbed this trade paperback of Hate Revisited. Collecting the latest Hate series from Peter Begg, Fantagraphics. Good to get. I do have all the floppies, but those have all gone up in price now too, nowadays, because I guess they're... Maybe a lot of people didn't solicit them and stuff, but on the aftermarket they're worth something. So I haven't read this yet though, straight up. Sorry guys, a little bit slow. Slow on some of it. Likewise this too, this thick boy, the Lone Wolf and Cub Omnibus #1 finally came in. You know what it is. Do you need me to show this? I'm a little bit sad, I guess there's no like chapter like covers. But just getting it in the big size. Yeah, this is just something I have to do. I have to get it in this big size. I've been waiting. Have like almost all the floppies now, maybe just missing like 2 or something, but those don't get the whole series. And I guess there's more in like the original order as well. Have to read it from right to left though, like a weeb. Son of a gun. I guess he's got that too for the bookmark. They do have the old Frank Miller covers in the back though, thankfully. So there's a couple other things. I guess these are coming in a little late to my shop, but I do want to get that discount. Pay less than the American cover price, so I'm down to wait. There are other people that you could probably see the reviews from and stuff like that. Sorry about the sniffles too. A little bit under the weather. It was my birthday, so I was partying too hard, and it made me feel a little susceptible to the season, you know. More Fantagraphics. Nancy wears hats. It seems like the amount of Fantagraphics stuff that comes out, you could probably just like try to order all of it and be safe. Because of the aftermarket, maybe you could just sell off what you don't like. I don't know, that's something I'm debating, because there are some solicitations that I'm not familiar with, but they have such a good track record. I love Nancy and Ernie Bushmiller, so this is a must. I've been trying to get all of the Fantagraphics Nancy releases like since, I don't know, about 2020 or something, 2018 or something like that. So this will be in there too. These are just kind of classic, make you feel good, make you laugh. The perfect amount of cute, but to me they're friendly to my like sensibilities as somebody who's like not a kid anymore, but they have the like a good amount of hatefulness for lack of a better term, but humor. They're not hateful, I mean, but they're not they're pretty, like, I guess nonconformist or something, for lack of a better term. She's great. And Sluggo too. You gotta love the two of them. We're moving quite right along here. This Terry Moore 2022 sketchbook, I guess this came in late as well or something, but female centric in this, so that's good. I do like that. Lots of booty. The personalities shine through though too. It looks like this is all pencil. This is a pretty nice one, because I'd previously got a Terry Moore sketchbook that I wasn't as keen on. Maybe because it didn't have as much TNA, to be very frank with you. That's some good stuff there. Hershey's Kisses. May as well show a bunch of this, because I guess this video is a little shorter than often. Shorter than an hour, certainly. Why not show more? This is the last one out of the pack, so you'll know if you want to ditch out or not now. Girl from Serial, I guess, and Rachel Rising. That's pretty nice there. Can't wait till I'm not sick. I need to take... I took some zinc. I think that'll help. Oil of oregano is pretty good, too. Nice. This is nice. I'm happy with this one. Yeah. Almost shut the whole thing. May as well do that. Almost. Yeah, pencil. Okay, so that does it for this one, guys. Like I said, there will be some more of the last week of new releases in a forthcoming or upcoming video, as well as some other stuff. I'll try to put some book hauls and other stuff like that too. I'll thank you for watching and commenting if you care to do so, and please like if you did like it and all that jazz. It helps me out and all that stuff. It'll be good to hear from you if you say anything, but no pressure. I hope things are going awesome for you out there, guys, and hope you're finding wicked stuff. Alright, peace.